Hi everyone, my name is Marcus McKay and I'm developing an online game which I'm calling Orion's Gate. Yeah, and it takes place in a sci-fi universe about 500 years in the future, and it's supposed to be an MMO-RTS. Yeah, massive multiplayer online real-time strategy game. That's what I'm trying to pull together. And last time, maybe if you've watched, I kind of showed you some bits and pieces I uh, pull together for the user interface that I'm calling Corona UI. And one of the things I did was is sort of a viewer for the themes that ship with the game. Yeah, so you would have to sort of do a command line thing. It's called OG underscore client, and then Corona viewer, and it's sort of you kind of see uh, well, just a window with the selected user interface theme. Sorry, I've been told in the last video that team is the incorrect pronunciation, so it's actually pronounced a theme, and I'm trying to sort of change my habit of that pronunciation. I don't know, like I said team since forever, but that's apparently wrong. Yeah, but the point is that you can switch themes here and you can load the theme and you can instantly see how it looks without actually entering the game. That's highly useful if you're developing your own themes and you want to share it with the community. Yeah? That's one thing I've been working on, but the thing I want to show you today is a little bit more to the point. Yeah. So I'm using an engine with the programming language I use, and the programming language itself is called BlitzMax. Yeah, it's a very interesting and very flexible object-oriented language, primarily aimed at games, but it can also create GUI applications for any of the three big operating systems: Windows, Mac, and Linux, if you so desire. Um, and with that programming language, I'm using a module. It's called Mini B3D, and what that essentially does is it's sort of wrapping an OpenGL into BlitzMax, so you can actually create full 3D games and applications any way you like with the simplicity of BlitzMax. And all that kind of stuff, yeah. And one thing I'm working on is is implementing 3D, and I've been designing a few meshes. And the first mesh I designed, obviously, is the Orion relay, the Orion device that the humans built, yeah. So what you would have to do, if you want to see content or 3D content of the game without actually playing the game, you can do that. And I'm going to provide a full list of the meshes you can view outside the game. Yeah, so you would have to do OG client and then model viewer. Yeah, and you would have to in the moment you will have to define the model you want to see. But I'm probably going to implement something where you can just simply choose the mesh by clicking on it. But for the moment, that's how it's gonna work. So models, races, Orion Federation. It's sort of sorted in that sort of hierarchy. Orion Federation props, and then Orion device. Yeah. And what that essentially does, it's decompressing the mesh and the textures, and it sort of puts it in a scalar cube. You will see what I mean in a moment. Yeah. So I do this, and you can already see the relay, and the 6 points here, the 6 sort of things, they are illuminating, and this white dot here is sort of just a cube that's representing the light. And for some reason the text here is black and the text is transparent. I don't know why yet, but I can move the camera around and I can also go out of map. See, and this texture here is relatively simple, but I sort of created it so you can accurately measure models to their size. So at the moment, one of these squares is a meter, and it turns out that like from I don't know if you can see the mouse, but from this dot or this sort of thing to this sort of thing, it's roughly 35 meters, which is accurate to the size I wanted it to be. Yeah, and you can already see the mesh is fairly detailed. it has transistor coils here and sort of things that light up. The mesh is going to get 2 modes, and it will change according to the state the relay is in. Yeah, like these would be orange if the relay is active. Sort of, yeah. Actually, the way it works is that the mesh is comprised of multiple meshes. Yeah. So I'm loading smaller parts of the entire thing that make up the whole model. Yeah. This is just about the only way to do it if you really want to have good-looking models with this sort of engine. Yeah. And you can already see sort of the details the more you zoom in, the little metal plates that it's made out of, some sort of heat sinks here, things down here that I like to call quantum compressors. The texture is not really good yet, but yeah. So that's just about the model, and you can also see if here that I've been working on a shadow sort of mechanism. Yeah, that it casts shadows as such. It's not really the best yet. It's not like what you see in Doom 3, but also I'm not Blizzard. Yeah, I'm just one guy, and yeah. So and also what I find interesting is that the shadow is also casting the orange lights because they are sort of self-illuminating. Yeah. And another thing, I've been also working on sprites to give it a glow, but it's not entirely working right now. And if you look really close, you can probably see how I achieved this. Um, it's I mean it is working and will probably look good if you turn off the lights. If you're in a, yeah, I don't know why it does that right now, but if you're in a darker environment, then it will probably look good. But if you turn on the lights like this, then it's not really working out as such. But the point is that, you know, I have a, oops, yeah, out of map. See, nice blue. Um, there is a little cube that's representing the light source, and I can also move that around to see the shadow. Yeah, see, it's there are some funky things happening over there. I don't know why yet, but as you can see, the shadow is in fact updating as I move the light source. And the reason for this implementation is that the planets are going to have daylight simulations, day-night cycles. So I can also move the light source up, and you can see that the angle changes according to how the light is thrown into the room. Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. I can which light source I'm using. Yeah, so for example, if I were to change the light source to a spotlight, which is number 3, I would have to quickly rebuild this here. Then I mean the room will appear differently, but see, and there's still a shadow that you can see on the ground, but as such in itself, the shadow casting has not changed. Yeah, so I don't know why that is, and oops, and the range of the light is relatively small, or I didn't define defaults, but you can see how the light is changing on the mesh itself. See, so it is basically working as such. I'm not really completely finished with that implementation, but I'm very close to it, and you can see how the light changes. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I wanted to say in the moment. It's going to be full 3D, and yeah, that's it in the moment. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay on this channel if you want to see how the game develops. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the moment. Marcus McKay, I see you around.